Will you look back when you're old and grey and think those dumb kids had a lot to say when we were trying to make this night one you'd remember? I don't care if my wheels don't turn, I don't care if my pipe don't burn, as long as I am flowing through your veins after I'm gone away.
Thursday night, and you know what that means.
There's always that little pause on the one where we do the show.
I hope you're having a bit of a cool day today, because
it's hot one here in the UK. And we're going to talk about a trip on Saturday. So if anyone wants to ask any questions in the chat at all,
everybody is welcome.
What's it like over in Cincinnati right now, Trey? Because it is hot here, but it's technically not a heat wave. I don't know if you saw it this morning. The weather person this morning and yesterday went, technically not a heat wave because it's not going to last long enough to be classified as a heat wave. But it's been like a day and a bit already, but we're suffering. But
I am suffering. Bring the snow and the rain, please.
Did you want...
Even for hay fever.
Did you want to start... Where did you want to start? I don't know if we start before the trip happened or... Because we had a trip at Flamingo Land. Mm-hmm. And that, because we did a social last year to test it out. We did 2 parks on a weekend. Then we did Flamingo Land in May because we decided September's too busy for everyone with Halloween and Oktoberfest. And then after that Flamingo Land one happened, which go watch the vlog because bad stuff happened and good stuff happened. And that's the whole thing in itself. But after that happened, he's showing off now. After that happened,
so jealous.
People were like, we don't want to wait another year for another one. So at quite short notice, I organised Gulliver's World.
No, I still want to survive Park Pulse with 26 degrees.
No, that's probably what it is here, to be fair. So then I sorted out Gulliver's World, but I had to use a different contact. My contact had to get in touch with someone else because they don't have the same management across all the parks. And anyway, we organised this trip. And for anyone who doesn't know, you can't get in. Adults can't get in without kids usually, even though there are kids in our group. So a lot of people who want the creds or haven't been before, because there are a lot of people in our group who have kids, but their kids are too old and their kids don't like theme parks. So this is a good way for them to go. And we did Warrington because there's 4 of these parks in the UK and we've done 2 last year. So we did Warrington, and that's how we got there to what's happening now.
Yeah, and we're so lucky, like absolutely. To Gulliver's, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to just go and experience it as
Fairground, Glorian, who have to come on the next meetup. There is another meetup already, but we've got so much stuff. There's quite a few little special things about it, and because it's happening in September, ironically, after we weren't going to do one in September.
It's been a high demand.
I'm not going to advertise where it is yet, but as a little perk, if you've been to the last meetup, you get sent like information first and tell me if you want to go. So those people already know where it is. They might say in the chat, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But that's happening in September. So I'll leave that open in the next few weeks. I'll let everyone else know where that is.
I was just going to say, out of the whole trip, people gave us nothing but compliments to me, saying how...
Oh, don't talk to me.
Well, they were actually saying, well, this is why I thought I'd put it on a live so you get to see your reaction. But just saying that people were coming up to me saying how welcome they felt, how included they felt.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Yes, we all had to stay together. It was a bit teething, but like we all made sure we informed the rest of the group before we moved on, because obviously for safeguarding reasons, we weren't allowed to like just roam free in the park.
I like to think it's not just because it was the Gulliver's ones. That's the only thing they say to me. They say you're allowed to vlog, you're allowed to do whatever you want. Yeah. Well, within reason. Don't let fireworks off. But then we had to stay as a group all day, so there's no random adult-only groups going around. But I think the Flamingo Land was quite a good social as well, even though we kind of split up. I kind of try and make it like...
it was nice because most people did stay together. That's the thing. I'll get some
photos up in a sec, but because they're getting so bigger now, these meets, I've decided at the next one in September, I've got a few new people coming who are a bit nervous. Oh. And I just thought I might just put everyone in a circle at the start and get everyone to introduce themselves, but also give everyone a number so I don't have to... Because it was like a school trip, and I was trying to make sure we hadn't lost anyone all the time. And everyone's just moving around like, you can't count me.
I was fine with it. I'm used to it.
Coaster Dad, go. Right, what I've done is I've tagged in the description the channels of I've tagged about 4 channels who have done vlogs already of this trip as well. We've done a vlog. And Coaster Dad's one of them. They're in the description of their channel, but also direct links to their vlog from this day as well. So if you want to check that out after the video.
I was just saying though, out of all the compliments, and I know you're used to them, but people were saying how included they felt, Any questions? If you was allowed to roam around being it's a child's bar?
Yeah, we have to stay as one group.
We are.
Although there was one family who wanted, they had a really young son. I'm not going to mention children's names at this point.
No.
But and they went to go off their own, and that was kind of all right because as long as you're in a group that has a child in it, it's really weird. You must be accompanied by a child. It's like the other way around from most stuff. But yeah, as long as you've got a child in the group, you're fine, really. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to describe. We get a good price on it as well, but I don't know if I want to go into that.
No, we'll not go into that. I think overall, it's just basically how people felt at the end of the day. Because a couple of us have met before, and some people have kind of met, but are a little bit nervous to talk to each other. And it was just really nice that some people stuck with people that they know, but then eventually branched out to other people in the group as well altogether. But everyone was just saying how they felt included, how organised it was as well. Like any changes, you kept them informed.
If we start,
so it was really
I just want to tell Fairground Lauren, anyone who's a big fan of Coaster Dad, we are as well, but go and watch Stacey's vlog as well, because there's a bit where he films Coaster down the rapids and it's really good, the reactions. And Coaster Dad's on his own on the rapids and he gets so much spin on it.
He does, actually. That was a good shot.
One of the Joneses. So if we start at the start of the day, this is a funny thing, right? And I don't know if I've said it to you before, but everything's booked, everything's fine. But I always seem to need to phone someone when I get there. And lucky I always ask for a name and a number of who I'm dealing with that day. But no one's ever at the park and going, yeah, we're ready. Because at Flamingo Land, that was really worrying. We got there. This is just a flip back to that sec. Remember we got there? And then everyone who came in our group went, yeah, we came through the barriers at the start. And we said, we're here for the Love to Explore meet. And they went, yeah, we don't know what that means. Everyone keeps saying that. And I was like, they better not have forgot about it. And then we got there, but Sick was testing. So I'm like, they obviously know.
I think it's because it was the information being passed over from one team to another from different.
But I always get worried when we get to a park that they're not going to to let us in. That's why I always go off and I'm like, right, I'm going to spend some time for them.
It did make us feel a bit nervous that day.
But yeah, because Antelope doesn't open till 11:30, and that's why I had to let them know that we were going to be on it. But the cool thing about that was, anyone who saw the Flamingo Land vlogs of anyone who went, they mucked up ERS and let everyone on. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
But they mucked up ERS at Flamingo Land, but they gave us fast passes in the end, so it's not nothing too bad. But here it was so much better organised. They gave us all wristbands. And funny enough, Sibby's just in the chat now, but we got blue wristbands, so if anyone from accommodation got in, they couldn't get in on our ERS session. But the funny thing was, when later on in the day with that boat ride we were in for, Sibby turns to me and goes, yeah, no one's been asked to look at my wristband. I'm like, that was for the ERS. We don't need to try to everyone. But I'm probably going to start at the start of the day. I don't know if you want to take over or...
Well, I just wanted to say thanks to Graham as well, because he was kind of like my buddy and I kind of hopped in between everyone else's vlogs that day. So I just want to say thank you, because it actually took my mind off the whole week that I had last week. But obviously... my dad was poorly, but he's better now. He's back home, so that's the main thing. But obviously, it took my mind off it, Graham. So thank you so much. You're absolutely the best. It was the best time. We had so many good laughs as well.
The drop tower was great. We will get to
and in terms of Team Rocket and Antelope, just go check out Sibby's vlogs when it comes out. So you'll understand why.
So I'd say that this park, I think the Milton Keynes one is the smallest. This is one of the bigger ones, but I think the entrance doesn't do the park justice compared to the other. Well, I suppose Matlock doesn't have much of an entrance, but you can kind of see it on the hill. And Valley's kind of looks, it's a large building that's there. And you can't see the theme park behind it. But this one is kind of a bit, I don't know, you can see the water park, but apparently that water park's not in use anymore. I don't know if that's true. I think that's what Joe was telling me.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I've tried keeping it quiet, but I got to a point on Saturday where it made me feel a bit nervous. And I thought, I'm just going to have to come out with it because...
Do you want to tell them why it's called Antelope?
I was hoping he'd come home. Antelope.
The test.
I keep making a joke saying, you sure it's not meant to be a bull? But then it's the name of Gulliver's ship, isn't it, or something?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm sure that's right.
Laura came out with it on the trip, actually, so it was really good.
We've done the Matlock one last year, and wink, wink, there may be something coming up for September meet, but I can't really go into more detail than that yet.
Oh!
Like some people know. People who get to the last meet already know because the invite's
there is
already
a few people that actually want to do Matlock as well. I'm quite surprised. I like that's quite a small.
We're going off on tangents all the time, but I really like Laura from Crest of the Joneses when they came on. before, and we talked about last year's trip. She put it so well. She went, Rother Valley's like someone who's not played Roller Coaster Tycoon very long and uses all the template rides. And Matlock Bath's like someone who's played it for years and does all terraining and stuff.
Yeah. It's such a lovely little unique place.
But Warrington was better than it was before.
Yes.
I thought Antelope was better, less rough than it was before. But it could be. It just felt to me like it was less rough than 2019 when we went with ECC.
Yeah. I think the cushion just on the arch bit at the top of the back did help. It's quite an easy thing to maintain. That just put in a bit of foam, upholstery foam, and like material on.
That foam wasn't in the seats,
but it wasn't there before last time we went.
He was going on to me about,
and
it's really comfortable now because
we just had the wooden backs.
I've not put the link in, but we've got a vlog from when we went in 2019 on that channel. And when you look, the station's all white inside, and now it's painted black and white, and there's a colour scheme.
Yes.
And it's got the cattle pen inside the station reminded me of Drayton Manor's cattle pens for some reason, even though they're not that small. You get in the station, and it looks quite. I don't know if I've got a photo of Antelope Station. I might have it on here. There we go. That's from far away. But you go in the left-hand side, and it looks like you're going to go in, and there's not much in there. And then there's like 2 or 3 cattle pens, isn't there?
Yeah, couldn't get the last bit out you could.
Yeah, they ran out of loans. They weren't playing sandbox mode. Antelope is kind of like, it's not my favourite ride at any Gulliver's, but it's probably the most. I don't know how to say it. It kind of looks premium, like it's got status because it's a wooden coaster. It looks legit. Like when you look at that, you're like, that's an actual. Because a lot of people who don't know much about like shrug it off because they can't get in. They go, oh yeah, Gulliver's, that's for kids, whatever. Like, Roller Coaster Us, right? Who know a lot about theme parks. I'm not bad mouthing them here. This isn't like a diss on them or anything.
Oh no, it's not a diss at all.
They even commented and said, we didn't know Gulliver's had a wooden coaster.
Yeah,
you know,
say like
people. It's hidden right at the back of the park as well. No,
yeah.
They didn't go to me.
But they've travelled to different places.
Oh yeah, they have.
Yeah. Like out of the UK and everything. So yeah.
I didn't ride at the front in the end because I didn't want to keep. I did queue for the front, and then someone else was queued behind me when I went on. I only went there about 3 times, and every time, twice at the back and twice in the row behind the front because someone wanted a POV, and I was like, I'm not waiting again to go on the front. I'll go just one behind the front. But
you only went on it 3.
Yeah, because I wanted to film and stuff.
I went on it twice.
I do film. I do film the rides, but I try not to film too much of other people on rides. And like, I know other people like we can film like the Wiggler, which we'll see later on. But if you watch our vlog, you'll realise the middle bit's missing on some of the trains because I got like Heaven Jake from Bear's Escape, and then someone who's behind them. Everyone else isn't in that group. Then there's Sibby at the back. The camera's back up.
Yeah, because it was like the public that were joining in.
Oh yeah,
the time we
they do stop people without kids. On the website, I'm pretty sure it doesn't let you buy a ticket unless you've got kids with you, and then they will. The safeguarding's great actually. If Coaster Dad's still in the chat, I remember last year on day 1 at Rother Valley, his partner was ill, so he had to bring his daughter, and I think she was only like 13. And he sent her to the car to get something, I think, and they wouldn't actually let her out without an adult, which is quite decent safeguarding to know that they'll step in and go, no, you're not. You're a kid. You're not allowed to leave. Like, I thought that was quite. It was a bit annoying for him because he had to go, but that's quite decent.
I had no idea. To double down and
it was just how juddery it was.
I remember you saying that on the coaster. Going,
Funnily enough,
to double down.
Funnily enough, Judd Ventures is here, but I was just saying it's funny how juddery it was when it goes down that drop. There's Sibby. Sibby's an absolute legend. He's Coaster Dad's biggest fan, apparently.
Coasting with the Joneses. I must admit, every time I looked at everyone else's vlogs, I'm there going, there's just something about the coaster, and I can't think what it is. And I think you're right. There's nothing at the front other than just the flat of the train at the front. There's no like. Oh no,
I knew it would be
normally
like that.
I'm used to like Wicker Man.
There's quite a lot of room
at the front and stuff. When
compared to Wicker Man, the seats seem bigger as well. I'm all surprised by these rides. Like we'll talk about Overdrive later on, but. You can get quite a small child on Overdrive, and you can get quite a big adult on Overdrive, and you wonder why all these parks that are intense are like, yeah, we limit how. And Overdrive's quite an intense ride.
Do you know what though? I want to ask some people though that have ever been to Blackpool. Does it remind you of the coaster at Blackpool?
Which
can't
one?
Remember what it was.
There are quite a few wooden coasters at Blackpool.
The Big Dipper?
Yeah, I think some people had.
Because the train reminds me of it a bit.
Some people were talking about Grand National.
But I haven't been in a while, so I could be wrong. But it kind of reminds me of it for some weird reason. The queue line Antelope Station was not.
I only had one train as
My
well.
My hips actually bashed the side a little bit.
But the weird thing was,
before.
it goes down the drop, and if you watch people's vlogs and POVs, and it goes up the first drop, and it's really slow on the slightly banked turn.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really weird is that at the end, it suddenly picks up speed because it has to get up that hill. And when you're inside in the station, it shakes the building. And then do you want to say what happened in... I think this was a photo from that bit. What happened when you were on it? When you got to the station?
So when we got there... we got told to take the seat belts off because the seat belts, as well as the restraints that come down across your leg, like the lap bar, sorry. And we took the belts off. The lady come along and she said basically it's just stopped a bit too early. So me and Graham were like, oh, get them back on again quick. So we could go
what was
around
funny
again.
was we were stood there.
So that's the first for me.
Like, I cut a lot
and
out
they
of
were
the
so
vlog.
jolly about it, and they were making a bit of a laugh about it as well.
I cut a lot out of the vlog, but we were sat there for quite a while and having a laugh. And I can't. You hear me in the vlog when I cut a bit later on, and I'm like, Sibby, Sibby, is it broken down? And he's talking. I'm like, no, Sibby, has it broken down? You're still in the coaster. You're not gone out. And then he realised.
Yeah, we've been there a while.
Yeah, we've not got the coaster.
Yeah, we were talking.
Yeah, let's go round again. We were joking, like, yeah, just send it round again. Then eventually, we're like, let's just send it round again.
I must admit that I think that might have been one of my firsts, to be honest.
Yeah, it has hardly any speed.
Being asked to go
That's
round
right.
again. Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. That was a lot of. Could you imagine if I'd got ERS on something else and that stood there? I'm so glad as well because it got such a big queue.
But what I enjoyed the most was just seeing everyone in the group. Either some people went on again, or some people laughed when they came off, thinking no. But everyone was laughing and happy. And just to say, I've been on it. Some of them got the creds.
I don't want to say his name, but there was a specifically young boy in our group.
They've got an opinion on it now, so it's like...
There was specifically a young boy in our group when we got up there, and his dad went, are you sure you're going to be able to fit on this ride? And he was just tall enough, and everyone was like, yeah.
Can't be.
I bet there were some people that were like, oh no, thankfully it's over. No, we're going to send it around again.
I do wonder if anyone was on our coach, please put it in the comments if you did not want to go round
how
again.
did it get round at that speed? It's weird. It's so slow on that top. The movement on that is so weird. It's like you're stopping every minute, every like half second, but then going again. It's really weird.
Hi Rachel, hope you're well.
But I thought it's a really fun ride. I mean, we've done it before, but it's fun. It's a bit rough. 3 times was enough for me.
I kept jumping back there and going 6 times, which was very cheeky of me. But I did make sure that people got their pobs and everything, so I wasn't that rude in a way.
Finish her packing. She's off to Gibraltar, probably English soil. Right.
Yeah, we went on a couple more.
Do you remember what this was called?
People hate the term flat rides, but
it's a roller coaster. It's a boomerang disco
Pirate
coaster.
Cove.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird. I don't know if anyone else on the trip thought it was weird.
In fact,
but it was called Pirate Cove. Sounds like an area, and it was like, this is Pirate Cove, and then someone went, no, that's the area. I was like, no, it's Smuggler's Wharf. Pirate Cove was the ride name.
I actually have one disappointment out of the day.
What was that?
The fact that next to it was the pirate ship. And last time I was well known for starting the party with the pirate ship from Gulliver's Valley.
Yeah, but we didn't even get everything done.
So I was like,
To be fair, we didn't get every single ride done.
No, there was still more.
I wouldn't have wanted to miss something else we did for the pirate ship.
Oh, of course. But there was still, some people said there were certain things they wanted to go to. We were like, right, we're going to go to them now because we're running out of
There was a seatbelt on this, and I've never been on one with a seatbelt. And if you're an adult, you're going to put it over one. Because I thought, I'm an adult, I won't have to wear it.
Who got bruises out of your family?
I was going to name and shame.
Wow.
But yeah, you put it over your lap if you're a kid. But if you're an adult, I was like, we've got the thing on the back like Cobra at Cheston. We'll be fine. No, you got to put it over one leg and under the other. I'm like, what?
Well, I'll put it over both. I saw everyone else and thought, they're over both legs. So.
Mike Healy.
Yeah, Mike Healy on Saturday.
Mike Healy.
Cool.
Mike Healy versus John Wardley charity boxing match. Let's make it happen.
That's cool.
That'd be cool. I'll pay to see that. That'd be fun.
Tell him we said hello. Well, I said hello.
Yeah, he probably won't know who I am.
Big fan.
But yeah, that was all right. It was a standard disco coaster, wasn't it? Once you've been on one with a well, not an airtime hill as such, but with a hill in it.
Mike Healy's such a down to earth guy, though. To be fair.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, looky, there he is.
There was quite a lot of speed on that coaster going through the station and out the other side, I thought. How many coasters total? I think it was 3. Was it 3? Someone's going to say 4.
1, 2.
It was Grand Prix later on.
Grand Prix. I think that was it. Antelope. Wiggler.
I don't think there was a 4th one, was there? I don't want to say definitely and then someone else go...
Well, there was that main train, but obviously it's not there anymore.
Mine train?
There was a little mine train years ago, but obviously it wasn't there anymore.
Whereabouts?
I'm trying to remember. Past the dino area, that sort of area, I think.
I think it's only 3 anyway. As far as I'm aware, it's 3.
It was like Wild West area, but it's not there anymore. 3.
So people got the creds if they wanted them. Do we want to talk about? I only got one photo, really. Cheeky Sibby. It was alright. It's really fast. It's the standard. The thing I didn't like, and I didn't put it in the vlog in the end, but there's a bit where we got the big map later on that was on display, and they've got an apple on the picture for this ride, and they don't have the apple on the ride. So it's not a proper.
See, that was your disappointment. Coaster. Mine was just the pirate ship, so we could do the.
Apparently, it's fresh track because Andy was saying he doesn't count it as a new cred if he's been on it before at a different park. And he said the old one used to be from Camelot of one of these, but this is a new one. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent little coaster. It was the first major queue we had.
It was. And then we ended up going to Apache Falls.
Which is always a classic.
And then, which is a brilliant lap. I think I felt more wet than I did the time before, but it was a specific area where I got wet. So it wasn't on my hoodie.
It's a decent little, like, surprised. Would you say that's a travelling rapids ride?
I think it's good.
But
it didn't squirt the water out though, did it?
Yeah, it did. On me, yeah.
Oh, we went on you. That's why then. I was like, I didn't feel a thing. Maybe
but it's always decent, that ride. And then we gave other people our ponchos when we got off, and it's quite.
We cheated a little bit with ponchos. But...
Anyone who's been to the Valley one, it's built similarly like that, but the bit where you enter the Cowboy bit at the Valley one is just the theming's around this. Because I didn't mean to sound like the one at Valley was barren. Because on my vlog, when we went into the bit where this is, I said, "Oh, the one at Valley's seemed like a desert," and I didn't mean that. Like that might make me sound like there's nothing there, but it's got like cactuses and stuff. Whereas this one's kind of in a barrack. You can't see it because there's nothing behind it, but in front there's like barracks and things like that.
Native American forest.
Do they still have one of these at West Midlands Safari Park? They used to. Don't know.
A travelling set of rapids, same as the one at Fantasy Island. I think it's a bit quicker, personally. Although it's been a while since I went to Fantasy Island once. Like a long time. Like
it's with the very small. I mean, these aren't very small, but there's another chain of parks that's Twin Lakes and Wheelgate, and they do it as well. But they're really small, those ones.
Yes.
But like Chessington and Legoland, you can go. Adults can get in. But
Twin Lakes also, they do Extreme Scream around October time. But obviously that's just for adults.
That's not even set in the theme park. But even then, that's on a different land.
It's like on a different part of the land, but it's still within that park as well. That's where we've been before, Extreme Scream.
But I find that because you can't get in usually with a lot of enthusiasts who don't have kids, there's like this mystique about the parks. Like some people are wondering what's there. Some people, it goes under their radar because they just don't think about it. But I got one photo of the drop tower. Famously, the guy who, Adam on the day, who was letting us around like the manager, he said about this drop tower, and there's one at Milton Keynes version of this park. And I said, "Oh, it spins. It's really fun." He went, "Yeah, the one here's meant to spin. The mechanics don't know why it doesn't, but it doesn't." And I put it in the vlog, and people probably thought I was joking. Oh, it's got that rule in the US,
Legoland Orlando is the only park I've seen that kind of rule in the US. Oh, interesting.
Yes, it's only the Legoland over here lets you in. It's only really the Gulliver's parks that do. I mean, Twin Lakes and Wheelgate do it, but they're almost so small you wouldn't even think of going there unless you had really young kids. Unless you're Fairground DeLorean.
See,
We've only been to Twin Lakes for Extreme Scream.
Yeah, I don't think. No, I didn't go on any of the rides. I thought I did, but I didn't. I thought I went on the rides there because there was a couple that was there lit up as you went.
This was like a good couple of years ago. The teacups were open during the mazes, but obviously you only have so long to go on the mazes in an evening, so you don't really waste your time going. The Starflyer was open as well, but it's really made for kids, those seats.
Is it a fast drop?
It's fairly forceful. Yeah. I mean, it gets to the top. It doesn't go all the way to the bottom. It kind of drops a bit, but then you know when it goes up, it's going to go all the way to the top before it does 3 more drops. That was kind of but it was a long cycle. like two
It did,
and a half
it did
minutes.
have a bit more force than what I expected, actually, Graham. I will agree with you on that.
Oh yeah, that's the point. The
I
Discovery
keep
Centre.
calling Graham Sibby.
Manchester's Discovery Centre. I think Birmingham has one as well.
Mm.
You've got to have a kid to get in.
Yeah.
I haven't even heard of Sundown Adventureland.
Sundown Adventureland. Don't get childless adults in either. Wow. I've heard of a Sundown Adventureland, but I'm not sure where it is. That sounds really silly. I've heard of the name, but I'm not sure where it is.
Which you can understand. I think if they let adults in, the park wouldn't have the same vibe.
Full drop start. Then section drops.
I'm sure it was just section drops, wasn't it? They didn't do a full drop on that. It was just sections. Because every time it was like, it's going to go all the way to the top before it drops again. It was a decent little drop tower. It didn't take up much space. I still think the other drop tower they do, that used to be there on that spot, the same one at Matlock.
Yes.
I can't remember what it is it Mondale?
The orange,
whoever makes it?
Yeah, the orange one.
The orange and white one that's like 4 or 5 seats on each side.
Yeah.
And there's one at Matlock, and because it's on the edge of a cliff, it's just quite cool.
Yeah, they've got the.
They need to put a gyro swing at Matlock. I think it's the only one that doesn't have a gyro swing. If they put one on the side of a mountain, that'd be brilliant.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I might have a full drop then.
And Andy's bid, it's full.
They were quite good at letting us with cameras on. They were just like, yeah, take them.
I think it does look like a full drop, the first part, and then the last part maybe. But it's been done a lot since then.
But yeah, they used to have the different drop tower here. Because I talked to Adam, who was the manager there, and I was saying to him about, because the one at Rother Valley, do you remember we went in 2021?
Yes.
Rother Valley with ECC.
Yes.
And that drop tower was brilliant there. And then we went again for our meet last year, and it wasn't there anymore. And we're like, the park's only been here a couple of years. Why have they got rid of... We kept Don't Live one. The drop tower's brilliant. And we got there, it wasn't there. They just put some, like,
little play area.
Little horse and a play area with a train plumbing frame.
A horse. It was actually a horse there, actually.
Yeah, and they had the train plumbing frame next to it, which famously has a sign on the front that says, please don't climb, even though it's a climbing frame. Post drop on the last drop. Maybe. It was fun, though.
Yeah. Drop ride at Matlock is awesome if you're facing the other head. Yeah, we did that. It's so good.
Matlock is just
if you
so
don't
different.
like launch, make sure you got a good grip of your phone. I know I couldn't help but laugh, Sibby. I'm so sorry for ruined your vlog on that one.
I took a photo of this because I'm sure this is an old station because it's got the gap there and a gap on the other side. And but they bothered painting it to fit the area. But I don't know if they're going to do anything with it. I'm sure that's an old station and not a new one. But I don't know if anyone knows what it was a station for.
It'd be interesting to see if you know anyone that knows any history on Gulliver's as well, at the different Gullivers. Is there a Gulliver's enthusiast
which
out
is
there?
slightly...
Please get in touch.
It's slightly angled to that thing in front of it. But that was the... I remember when the gyro swing only used to be at the Milton Keynes one, and people used to go, we went there, and people were like, there's a ride that goes upside down at Gulliver's, and it was a real big shock. And now 3 of them have got gyro swings. The best one being at Rother Valley because it's called Gyro Saw.
I think everyone was in agreement that the
dinosaur
one at Valley was the best gyro swing. So
it had that caravan next to it that was painted like a shark. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It's a monorail station apparently. There used to be.
Yeah.
There was music coming out of it though.
Oh, thanks.
Someone had a speaker in there, but I like this gyro swing though. The area seemed a bit underwhelming to me. I was expecting it to be as good as Rother Valley was so well set out, and it had the dodgems in that area, which made much more sense. And I don't know what you thought about the gears area here.
I thought it was all right, but I already put my opinion in the blog about it anyway. But I just think that the gear underneath it, under the gyro swing, opposite to where they're sat now on the ride, it kind of reminded me of something out of Battlestar Galactica. I don't know why. It just did.
People taking photos.
There you go. It's there, just in front of Andy's head, but it just reminded me of that for some weird reason. So
we didn't actually go on the log flume, did we?
There was a few concrete supports near log flume. Yeah, we didn't go near log flume actually. Didn't think Matlock would get a.
Oh, they could build it into the mountain a bit. It'd be so cool to have that swinging off the mountain.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Gears at Gulliver's. World is like a slightly themed Asticopper.
There's that Grand Prix.
I gotta admit, it did feel like it was a bit of a car park.
You get a lot closer to these rides though.
Yeah.
Than you can at some of the other parks.
Yes, I agree.
We're literally putting our hands through the bars there as well. It's coasted Dad and Sibby and Stakesy. They're loving it.
Oh.
That one doesn't make the screech on that really painful turn either.
I just loved it because everyone had such smiley faces, and like the conversations we were all having was all about like obviously coasters or opinions of it straight after, and everyone was just laughing about it. It was so good. Like no one was taking things too seriously because we're like, oh come on, this is where kids go, you know. Huh? But I think people were seeing like from
I don't know.
child's perspective, or there was
later on
adult's
Sibby
perspective, and it was just mutual.
Sibby seemed quite serious about the hatchery. He really didn't like the hatchery. It's like, what is this? Oh, the pizza, yeah. The pizza was actually decent. Although we had to wait quite a while, didn't we? I can't remember.
I got to admit, Andy, the whole way through that day, all we had photos, anything that we videoed, and you were in it. Your face was you were just so smiley throughout the day, and it was just so lovely to see. Honestly, it was just so lovely to see. It was really nice. The pain on that corner, it just comes from nowhere. Yeah, that kind of picked up speed quite a bit, didn't it? Or was it just me? I actually got a bit worried. Why we got the person? Oh wow! Wow! Oh my gosh! Congrats to Darcy.
Darcy just getting a shout out today.
Congrats for finishing it today.
That was pretty decent pizza.
Yeah, it was. Oh, they're commenting about the vinegar already. Oh no, it's starting.
It's balsamic, but all right.
Yeah.
These monkeys were brilliant. Actually, this is my favourite bit.
I think the monkeys is everyone's highlight.
I know. I caught the monkeys from the back of the queue line,
or terrifying light. Either way.
And I was like, "What's that?" And then we looked at it, and then as we got close, there's a funny bit in our vlog actually where we're looking at the monkeys, and you hear me go, "Have you seen it?" And you hear Elise go, I can't. I'm 5'2". It's brilliant. But yeah, Andy. If Trey's still watching, Andy said this, and I think Trey will agree. He said these monkeys look like those quizzes I do, where I get the different parts of Disney characters and put them
together. It's all right, Rachel. Not offended. It's just funny whenever a pizza's there and everybody mentions it now.
And there was this one with that's actually an oar, but it looks like a baseball. And I remember Sibby was like, "What's he doing with the baseball bat?" Because I hadn't seen that one yet. And I'm like, "What?" And I turned around, and he's just like stroking this weapon. Is it? And that's at the
you have to watch the full vlog.
That's when you get back into the station. So you turn to like the side, and you see this monkey that's ready with a human hand that's ready to hit you. I was thinking the same thing. The spirit animal. Yeah, Sibby's spirit animal. He does say that in the vlog.
Sibby, I will happily draw a drunken monkey for you and just send it.
I think they just put random, because I'm sure these are what used to be the animatronic, not that. These are what used to be in the animatronic bit to play instruments. That's why the hands are like that. You press a button.
They do look like something from the 90s. It's about to pull a bank job.
He looks a bit like King Louis if you mixed him with Baloo into one. But that one was just funny because he looks like he's really going to stroke that bat and really think about hitting.
The one that looked like it was drunk going. It
looks
had
like
something in its hand, like something mechanical behind it, like it was about to do like a flame or something behind it. I was like, it's like I got to pull out lighter.
There were some wallabies on its lap as well.
I don't know. It was really weird.
Yeah, we just mentioned Elise that I said, "Have you seen the monkeys in the vlog?" And you were like, "I can't. I'm 5'2".
Hey Elise, good to see you.
It wasn't wearing a glove. It was a how do I word this? It was an African American's hand, like they're human hands. That's got like a white person's hand in that. Because that one, you can't see in the photo, the thumb's actually chopped off but hanging off. Yeah, the craze. Yeah. I'm going to be annoyed if like we go back there next year or the year after and they're not there anymore. That's going to be... Yeah, they do look like the apes from the original, where the people were dressed up with the makeup. We can just stay on these monkeys for the rest of the...
Oh, that was it. Coasting with the Joneses message just saying what the monkeys remind us of. Remember?
You're about to say what I've just said.
Which is the mishmash mosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that was the first thing I said.
I've just got like a conversation on here that I'm trying to type with someone.
These monkeys are brilliant. Oh yeah, now we've got the dinosaur. Now we entered through, I'm guessing, the area you're not meant to well, you can enter the area from the back side of the area, I guess. But there's actually, it looks more impressive if you come the other way. And we just kind of went from the other side, and you just kind of end up going around this massive building.
Oh.
But that car was on the floor last time we went because we got a photo in it, which I should have got for this. Should we go and check them out?
Yeah, I'm going to go check on the piggies. Apologies. There's just something going crack-a-lacking just now. Oh, what we do, Bubbaloo?
But I think this Lost World is quite decent because it's compared to the one at Matlock's quite decent as well. I don't know. Everyone who's been to the Gullivers parks for the Lost World areas, I think they might all. Milton Keynes might not, but the rest have got the Lost World areas. I think this is one of the better ones. Yeah, you said that because you said it in my vlog and you go, my final thought of the day, and I was like, it's not the end of the day yet. Yeah, how close can they get to IP infringement? There was a funny thing, I didn't take a photo of it, where I'm sure he won't mind me saying, we were queuing for the observation tower, and the Bears Escape were there, and it said Meat Eater, and it had this information about velociraptors, I think, because it was like an animatronic one. And,
sorry about that.
And I think he was half tired or something, and he said he was reading it through the camera. But it said Meat Eater, but Jake goes, look, let have Man Eater. And she's like, it says Meat Eater, and he's just like really out of it, like, sorry. And I thought that was funny when he did that. Yeah, danger level of 8. I remember when you went to the Lost World area at Matlock, it says danger level 3. And I remember when we went last year and Andy goes, what does that even mean? I don't think we've come across a 10 yet in any Gullivers park. Oh, there are the bears.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, level 9, which is... There is a ride in a minute we're going to see photos of that has such a hidden and elusive queue line that it's not even signposted, is it? You can't go and find it.
It's quite...
What did you think about this ride, though? Because you were really excited to get back on it.
I quite like this ride. It's nice and gentle, but when you look at it from the outside as someone that's just watching it go around, you're like, oh my gosh. But it's something different again. I think this is why I quite like the dino area here, because there's a set of different and unique rides. Like you had the observation tower. Yes, it wasn't like a thrilling.
This is going to sound really
but you had the observation tower. You've got this, and then you've got the hatchery. So they're all quite unique.
If you can even imagine it getting lower budget than that, they've got a lower budget version of this ride at Pleasurewood Hills. And until you see it, you won't understand how much lower budget you can get, but it can. But I just at least putting them, maybe we are the 10 like that thing where maybe man is the biggest monster of all. I just imagine that. But that was alright. I didn't go on that ride. I didn't. It needs to be more intense for what it is. I think it needs to. I was expecting it to bank more because you can kind of see there are pistons on the top, but it doesn't really bank out much, and it's not very fast. But the hatchery was obviously the main ride there. And if you watch my vlog, there was someone in that group, that door was open and he was just holding it, trying to hold it closed, wasn't he? And everyone else in the queue who wasn't in that group was getting annoyed that I kept going, let the doors open. It's not safe. They're in danger. The ride-up didn't care. They should have just let it open.
So I'm just trying to get some information about what's happening this Sunday with me, because I'm doing something very interesting, but I'm sure I can mention it later, so we'll mention it later.
What did you think about the hatchery?
The hatchery, I thought it was funny. I've got good memories on it from last time we went on. I've got good memories on it now.
What do you think about restraints on it?
It is practically like the Marmite ride. Either you love it or you hate it. And I just find it really, really interesting. A lot of people weren't a fan of it. But you can see everyone on their vlogs what they thought of it, so...
What do you think of the restraints on it?
I thought the restraints are a bit strange.
It's like a lap bar that comes down.
Yeah, a bit overkill. I'll agree on that one. Yeah. Yeah. Extra.
The rides of Themeatically.
Extra safe. See what I did there? That's a really bad joke.
Yes.
Hey ho.
They were different Teamy. That's why the door was open. The ride up didn't seem that bothered because I was saying it quite loud near the ride up. Well, very relatively near the ride up. And they were just holding the door. I would have just let the door swing open and see what happens. It's not my fault that they didn't lock it. It's locked from the outside. Ride up's got to do it. That was a good shot.
I like how they transfer the little eggs from one place to another. I just think it's really good. Awesome yolk. I get you.
Oh, I took this photo because
you always like to look at the sunny side.
These aren't actually photos. These are all screenshots from the vlog, but I took this because when you walk through the Haunted Mansion, there's a bit upstairs where it goes outside like a ghost train, even though you're walking through it. And I thought that was quite decent. I don't know. But I think I had the best experience in that Haunted Mansion because I was at the front, whereas everyone else who was filming kind of, or they had someone in front of them, whereas I was seeing everything. There was a jump scare opportunity in there, but people saw me go behind. There's a corner bit where there's a pillar in the middle and there's a massive space either side, and I did try and jump scare some people, but it didn't work.
I quite like the hallway where it had like
the
chandelier and the Star of David thing, but there's other stuff on our blog. What's in there? But
yeah, I'm like, it's satanic in here, and you're like, it's a Star of David.
That's what's it. I was like, how's it satanic? Because there's nothing. It's Star of David up there on the chandelier.
Really made you feel queasy afterwards on the hatchery. I thought it was all right, a little bit of fun. It was weird how the queue line. Last time we came, to put perspective, where the exit is was the queue line, which makes sense. But now the queue line's around the back of it, not signposted, behind a children's play park, between two buildings that don't have anything going on in them anymore. And Elise said it in the vlog. She went, "There's a lot of closed queue lines here that don't lead to anywhere in this park." I mean, there are. And if you notice, there was obviously like a porch originally, but in our vlog, after you've been on the, I don't know what it's called, that hero carousel we just showed.
Yes.
Where you lie on your front.
Pteranodon. Flight of Pteranodon.
Ben says about what happened when he got off it. And if you watch our vlog, on the right behind him, you can see a door that's about 2 foot off the floor. And you're like, there obviously used to be a porch there, but there isn't anymore because you've got rid of it. But the door's still there. It just looks really weird. Yeah, it was quite a weird because the haunted house. The people,
you should have been there for the Gulliver's Valley. Everyone was really like, ooh, the outside of it. And then
the things in that haunted mansion didn't look. The people didn't like the people. The models didn't look scary, but what they were doing was scary. It's really odd to explain because they looked cartoony. It was just really weird.
Wait.
You got jump scared.
Wait, do you go to the Milton Keynes with the enchanted forest?
Oh, the Milton Keynes one's fun.
Fantasy forest. That's even more creepy.
It has a little slide that's almost horizontal. And I remember I was like, I have to do this. And then you can't slide down it because it's pretty much horizontal. Yeah, you went to that little room. I went to that room, but on purpose because I saw everyone going to it. I was like, what's in this little room on the other side? There's like a bucket in there. What, there was? How did he get there without you seeing him get there? For the jump scare bit, I mean, because you would have been stood behind it, wouldn't you?
Silently walked away and hid around a corner.
Not the right manufacturer. But the Haunted Mansion was good, yeah. I like the outdoor bit. I don't think.
Oh, and then that's everyone.
Yeah, because we took a photo inside, but originally we missed Stacey because he'd gone outside.
Yeah.
So then we waited and took another one with him. But what we did again, I didn't realise till afterwards, because Joe went early, he missed out on being in the photo again, and he missed out on the photo of Flamingo Land because him and Sibby went off to do something quickly. We did
get some of the TPI team though. So
yeah,
it's nice.
Probably not. We weren't meant to go.
Book it in a small room.
You think they'd have a sign on it because literally everyone was going to that door as if. The only reason I didn't walk to that door was because I clocked where the exit was because that used to be where the entrance for the ride was. So I knew where we were going to need to go. Was
that the staff toilet then?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh my gosh. It was dark and I was distracted filming some.
Well, no, it was a good day. We didn't do everything, did we? We still missed out on the log flume. We didn't do the log flume because I made a decision at the end when we wanted to get some rides in. I was like, yeah, the log flume's not great.
I think overall it was just a really lovely day. Again, we were very blessed with the weather. Yes, it did rain a little bit, but it didn't.
We were right. I mean, Coast Dad will say I jinxed it. But
it didn't dampen anyone's spirits, and it was just really nice to see everyone so smiley and happy. And if people wanted to go for a rest or whatever, then we'd just say, "Look, there's toilets here, or there's drinks here. You know, go help yourself, and we'll wait." And it was just so nice. So appreciate everyone for coming. Full attendance again. So.
We could have more people.
Out.
It's quite decent. We normally get a good price, and then I won't say what the price was.
No, but we're very lucky.
I get Gullivers always.
So thank you, Gullivers.
They always offer me free tickets, depending how big the group is, and I could take them for myself. And I'm sure I'm not going to name groups, but I'm sure other groups, the people who organise it, take the free tickets themselves. But instead, I split the discount between everyone, so we get an even cheaper.
I must admit, it was really nice to see everyone just to get their inner child out a bit and just have a good laugh. And it was really nice.
At the end of the day, when Sibby
We'll
waved
have to
goodbye
do
to that
another
car,
one again, at
there was
least.
somebody who wasn't in that group.
Yeah. We'll have to do another one again, though, at least. I mean, I've said to Mike when we got in the car, I said we might have to try and arrange like a Drayton Manor trip maybe with you and Sam and see what fun we can have there.
I've not. People who came on this trip know where the next trip is.
Yeah.
But I've not announced it to everyone yet, and there's some cool stuff happening. There's some cool ERS happening, and we've got. Well, I don't know if I should say. I'm not going to say what it is, but we've got an official, which I'm going to use for all the advertising for it. We've got an official theme song for it. There's an unsigned band that said I could use their song, and
Mike just had it confirmed yesterday.
And I was like, I'm going to use that. It's a really cool song, but I'm not going to show you what it is. Yet,
and we love it. We listen to it in the car, so it's one of our favourite songs.
I don't know if there's any questions people have got about this trip or want to ask.
Anybody want to put any comments in, just go for it. I mean, I might just mention something about that I'll be doing this Sunday. If anyone wants to come and join, you can do.
Take a pause for the cause.
Take a pause for the cause. Go on then, what are you going to do?
I thought you were going to talk about your stuff.
My big face on the screen. Anyway, so this Sunday, if anyone is around the Derby area, Derbyshire
That's me,
area,
I'm in Derby.
Oh my gosh. Then I am hosting obviously, as everyone knows me, I'm like very aware of mindfulness and helping people with mental health. And yeah, I love doing what I do and I enjoy doing it, but it's not a job. And I've decided to take the leap of faith at the minute and do a mini workshop based on emotional roller coasters. So it's basically just getting to know your own emotions and feelings through drawing out your own roller coaster. And I'm hosting the workshop at 11 o'clock at the Bellow Mind and Soul Fest, which is an art therapist that I know of. She's celebrating 7 years of Bellow Mind and Soul. So obviously there's lots of workshops going off. There's food, fitness classes, there's stalls, there's crystal healing, Reiki healing, all that jazz going off as well. For me, my workshop for emotional roller coasters starts at 11 o'clock and it's for 45 minutes. And it's on Sunday at the Normanton Library, Almond Street in Derby. Obviously it's a full family pack day. So if anyone wants to come along, you are quite welcome to. You just have to go on DT Communities and book the workshop ahead in advance. It's only like £2, if that. But obviously there's other workshops there as well. I will be advertising it on my stories as much as possible because it's very last minute me trying to advertise, but I will try my best. And Bellow Mind and Soul, Danny Bellow, she's absolutely brilliant. She's so lovely. And she just wants to get all the community together to see how brilliant it is just to express yourselves, be yourself, get to know your inner child, inner healing, everything that you need to try and get through life. She's bringing people together and it'll be really good. There's music going off as well. It's just awesome. Honestly, I will post it, but the poster kind of looks like orange. So it's all there. So, but obviously I will post it. If you go on DT Communities, it will be brought up on there as well. But it's just going to be awesome. So if you want to join, £2 to get yourself in and just go for it. I'm done now.
Sure.
I was going to do my photography challenge as well again. And the only thing which I've just put up is the front of Gulliver's, and the prompt for this month is landscape. I know we're halfway through the month, but I've only just posted it up myself. So if you put it on your stories, a picture of a landscape, doesn't have to be about a theme park, can be anything. And even if you just paint a landscape and take a photo, yeah, that'll do. It's just a little shout out for you guys. So if you put it on your stories, tag me at Stacey_L2E. And then I will make sure I put it in my stories as a little shout out for you guys to put in my highlights. I am done now.
You beat me to it. I was going to say buy the book,
but
you beat me to it.
I am also selling these as well in the workshop.
The link's in the description.
So if you
live in
one,
the UK or America, inclusive.
Yeah, and I am actually selling them in the workshop as well. So obviously, if you don't want to buy it online and see me in person on Sunday, then I've got a couple of copies.
Yeah, if you buy the book, leave a review on it. It's pretty good to leave a review. I might do another book this year.
Oh my god!
It's about time.
Yeah. Don't worry if you don't have to do it every month. It's just something for a bit of mindfulness, and then the bonus is just a little shout out. So don't worry.
What is a quid?
It's £2. Just a bucket.
No, a quid is a pound. I think he's asking what it means because obviously it's not a word Americans know. It's slang for a pound.
£2 sterling.
If you say like a quid, that's £1. But yeah, just I don't know if anyone wants to.
Excuse my English slang.
I don't know if anyone else wants to ask us anything or anything, but I'll advertise the meetup on socials in a couple of weeks, I think. But it depends. I'll have a high-end number, and if that gets reached, obviously there won't be any more. But that's all I can say at this point.
I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining in on the comments and listening.
Oh,
it's
next week,
so wonderful.
Next week we're going to have some people who went to the MLB London series a few weeks ago, so they're going to talk about that. So even if you don't like baseball, come along to watch. We're going to have photos. Hopefully, we're going to talk about when they went to the baseball game that was held in London. They did 2 games.
See, I might sound a bit silly and be like, I've not a clue about baseball, but I'm willing to learn.
Well, there'll be other stuff. They'll be talking about the experience there.
I
see the point.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Is he going to vlog? Is Trey going to vlog? I don't know if he'll have his hands full because he's got kids.
Go watch all the vlogs.
Oh, yeah. Well, everyone's vlogs who attended that are out so far are in the description. So, and also I recommend all of them. But if you want to see Coaster Dad on the Rapids, there's an off-ride long shot of him on the Rapids on Stacey's one.
I will eventually advertise everyone else's vlogs from Gulliver's. Like, as you know, I've been quite busy these past couple of weeks, but I will eventually do it.
Yeah, we got through that quite quick, unless anyone else wants to say anything. But I think we're good. We'll be back next week.
Thank you again, everyone, for coming on again and just having a quick chat. It's nice to see everyone on here.
Oh, he's going alone. He's going to be riding everything. GoPro chest mount. POVs, I bet.
Oh, I'll have loads of fun. No dragster.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, we hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Have lots of fun, whatever you do. I'm hopefully going to go see my dad this weekend. So
we will do.
And then I'm going to see my dad this weekend because he's back at home with my mum. So I'm going to spend a bit of time saying hello. And yeah, so we'll see you
in the review.
Because for now,
we're going.
Bye.